Hello everyone, Windy City Comic Books here. I wanted to do this video for a long time, but well, I just haven't. But anyway, this is just kind of a few of my favorite comic book websites. I'm excluding, like all the auction sites and all the, places you can buy comic books and all that stuff. This is just more just useful tools I like to use. But anyway, I was hoping that we'd maybe get some like feedback from other people, and they can kind of go through their favorite websites and the ones I'm missing, and hopefully this will kind of help people too, with their collection and stuff. Anyway, the first one is Comic Book Daily. It's just a lot of articles. There's all kinds of stuff on this website. Let me see here. Let me scroll around. A few of my favorite ones, like you've got auction highlights, collecting and investing tips, crazy comic book covers, detecting restoration, a lot of good stuff, market trends, undervalued spotlight. Undervalued spotlight, sometimes they're a little ridiculous, they'll sit there and tell you why, they think a comic book isn't worth as much as, it should be. But a lot of them are actually good ones, and I've clicked on a few and read a few and then end up buying more books. Maybe it's not that good. But yeah, Undervalued Spotlight number 240. Giant Size X-Men number 1. Undervalued Spotlight picked Giant Size X-Men number 1 to be the third most important superhero comic ever published. Yeah, it might be a little crazy there, but anyway, they're short articles, just people's opinions and whatnot. And yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed reading this stuff. So anybody want to check it out? comicbookdaily.com. Right, next one. This one is the only website that actually I have it actually a sales site. The only reason I have it on here, it's called HeroNext.com. The only reason I have it on here is because it doesn't have any listing fees, it doesn't have any commissions. Everything's free on the site, and it's a fairly new site as far as I know. But anyway, I listed some books on here maybe like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and actually I've already sold 3 books. And it's great. You just get an email from the site saying, hey, your comic book is sold, and then all of a sudden it gives you like the email address of the guy, and you can send like an invoice, like a PayPal invoice or whatever. And I haven't had any problems yet. So actually it's kind of cool. It's easy. The listings, you can actually enlarge the pictures, all that stuff. Let me see here. Yeah, and also like as soon as you upload your book, you have to do the scan. But as soon as you type in like what issue number it is and all that stuff, all the information about the book just shows up. I mean, it's like we'll say, the first appearance of whoever and da 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 da, and this like all the information about the book. It's actually kind of cool. At least for CGC books here. Let me see where my stuff is. Am I in here? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like, origin and first appearance of the Shocker, blah, blah, all this stuff. All this stuff just pops up automatically, so you really don't have to do it. It's really easy to list stuff, too. And they're actually really friendly. I've talked to them a few times. But anyway, that's another good site, HeroNext.com. Again, they don't charge you anything, and the only thing I can think of is how they're getting away with that is, you look at the live listings, there's only 476. There's 183 members, and there's total sales activity, or social activity, $158,946. I keep thinking that they're probably going to wait until they get a whole bunch of listings and a whole bunch of members, and then they're going to go, okay, well, we're going to start charging people because, whatever. Because we have, costs to, cover and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, that's a great site. I really enjoy HeroNext.com. And let me see, Cover Browser. Cover Browser is great, especially because I'm like a cover collector. I just love certain artwork and covers and whatnot. And this actually really is great. You can actually, click on, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, Alpha Flight. And then I'll have, 1 through 49, 50 through 99, blah, 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 blah. You just scroll down, it's got all the issues. Sometimes they're missing a few here and there. And you can actually, has a little thing to buy on eBay, so it has like little listings there. But another thing that's really cool, if you're a person like me, here I'll just type in Adams. So I typed in Neal Adams, and you go up here on the right-hand corner, it goes by color or by artist. You can just hit by artist. I'll have all the artist names instead of all the titles. And I'll go down, whoops. I'll go down to Neal Adams. Click on Neal Adams, and it's got, and it doesn't, I'm sure there's more books than this. This only has 1 of 30 of 262, but I'm sure there's more Neal Adams books, but it has a pretty good sample size. So you just kind of go through and just see which books Neal Adams had art. A lot of them are inside, but a lot of them are covers. But anyway, if you're like a Neal Adams fan, you want to see what books he did, it's pretty cool. Okay, so Cover Browser, yeah, I love that website. My comic book shop, yeah, again, I was trying to stay away from, you know, like the sales sites, but this one actually has like a ton of good information. You can, this is, I just like typed in Green Lantern, and it has like, all right, we'll go down to, whoops, has every like Green Lantern title possible, but I want to go to Green Lantern 1960 through 1988, first series, number 1 through 224. And then we go to, I'm going to look up issue number 59. So this is 1 through 50. The next page is 51 through 100. And you scroll down. Okay, there's number 59. So you got a nice picture of the book. And then they're available stock, you know, which ones are for sale. I've only bought like 2 books through like the last 10 years from these guys, but actually they've been really good. Let me see, add to on list. So you can go to contents, and it has everything about it, when it was published, the number of pages, the artist, the editing, pencils, inks, blah, 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 what the book was about. Let me see, available stock. And actually, when you're reading about it, you know, it does tell you, whoops, I lost number 59. Sorry, this is kind of awkward. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera here. If you go back to available stock, you actually have down here like a little paragraph, and it says everything about it. The Guardians use their scientific knowledge to show Hal what would have happened if Guy Gardner had been the first man chosen by Abin Sur, the weird power ring, you know, Supergirl ad, statement of ownership. It says it actually has an average print run of 366,000 issues, average paid circulation 199,000 issues, 12-cent cover price, full color. But yeah, just like a lot of information about the book. Also, what I really like is the CGC census. So I'll have all the CGC. These aren't like actually that up to date. I think they're like a month, or actually, what does it say? It may take 2 months or more before the census updates are reflected here. But you know, I don't want, like, I do subscribe to CGC, but I don't, or GPA analysis, but I don't subscribe to their census, you know, see how many books are in 9.6 and whatnot. But this is a free way to kind of find out how much there are. So if you want to find out how many 9.8s there are, 3, you know, 9.6 is 13 and universal, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I love using that tool. And all right, we're going to go on to the next one. YouTube, sorry, I'm uploading stuff. And all right, GPA analysis. Yeah, I'm sure anybody collects the CGC books, you know, uses GPA analysis. I like it. Like, I've actually found more stuff on this website, you know, besides obviously looking at what the current prices of books are and what the recent sales are, you know, 2015 and how much they went for, and you can actually look up the page quality and certification number and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's really helpful, you know, seeing what the average prices of the books are and everything, what they're going for. But sometimes they're kind of out of whack. Like, you can't just look at a number and go, okay, yeah, that's, you know, $3,500. That's the average price, you know, last 90 days. That's what it's going for. I mean, I always think about like how many, you know, say you got $1,000 book, and like over the last 3 years it sold for $1,000 on average, and then 2015 there's 2 books sold, and one's $1,000 and then one's, you know, $10,000. And all of a sudden it says average price, 90, for 2015 is $5,000. Is it really a $5,000 book? I mean, you just kind of have to kind of use your head. But anyway, yeah, it's a great tool too to see what the average prices are. And also the like monthly pricely average and how many books are sold and the high and low prices and the copies. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But another tool, if you go to live auctions, there are 30,747 live auctions. The first thing to come up is all your saved titles. And so it's kind of cool, like you can actually look and go, I don't know, The Atom. Whoops. Sorry. It's just going to have all the Adams books. Especially if you collect like a whole bunch. I mean, there's certain titles I only collect like 1 or 2 books I'll be looking for. But yeah, this is kind of cool. You can just like actually click on, okay, number 10. Actually, number 10 I do want. But I think it's a great cover. The grenade. Yeah, the grenade cover. But it's not really a key, but I don't know if I want to pay $1,600 for that book. But anyway, GPA analysis is GP analysis. Sorry, is actually a kind of cool website. I think it's like $9.95 a month. I've subscribed to it for years, but it's been really helpful. Okay, that's it, but I hope everybody gets like, well, not really comments. Well, you can comment, but I'd actually like to hear other people's favorite comic book websites and maybe find some other stuff out there that's helpful. And hopefully you can check out some of these websites will be new to you guys, and you can check stuff out and hopefully find it useful as I did. Okay, thanks again for joining me, Windy City Comic Books.